Alright guys, looks like we're gonna do a tutorial in my room once again, like all the tutorials, all the fun stuff. So for this next thing, it's more of it's a craft, but it's also a way to maybe learn a little bit more about watercolor. And people always have been asking me, even way before I came up with this whole like fall Palooza ideas when I was searching, more people keep asking me to do more watercolor videos and everything, so I kind of wanted to do a spin-off twist with something fall, but it's another watercolor technique, and hopefully it will totally help you guys. So what you're gonna need for this video is, of course, some watercolor paper. My favorite watercolor paper is Strathmore, but I'm sure whatever watercolor paper you use, it's gonna work out great. But of course, you're gonna need some watercolor. I use the Koi watercolor like this, and of course you're gonna need some regular crayons. If you have already learned this technique in school in your art class or something, then I'm sorry for being repetitive, and hopefully you'll get to learn some more about it and maybe want to try it out a little bit more. In case you guys are wondering what kind of watercolor I use, I always use the watercolor from Koi, and once again, it is from Amazon if you haven't seen my past supplies videos. So what you're going to do is, I'm going to go ahead, open up my box. I'm going to take out my red crayon, my orange crayon, my yellow crayon. Is there a darker yellow? Nope, I hate crayons. And I'm going to take out my green crayon. Now, I cannot take for granted that all of you know how to draw leaves. I really hope y'all know how to draw leaves. I cannot take it for granted, so I'm here today to teach you how to draw a basic leaf. So for this project, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this pretty leaf right here, and we're basically going to make this really fun bouquet. And yes, I'm drawing straight onto the paper. So this is a really fun project that you can make for your mom or your grandma or your sister, your aunt, your dad, your uncle, your grandpa. Did I say that? I don't know. But anyways, I kind of make like this half-looking cloud thing, okay? And then I'm just gonna kind of, make another little cloud on this side. Okay, like that. And then what I do is I go up around my stem. This is my stem. And I make little branches off like this, okay? Like that. So basically, we're going to make a leaf bouquet. That. And then you're just gonna go ahead and keep repeating like leaves all over, different shapes and sizes, using your 4 colors like the ones I picked out right here. So I'm gonna keep going. Okay, so this technique is really fun. You probably have done this in school, maybe. I don't know. I don't go to school with you guys. But I remember this technique in school, and it's almost a little bit like my galaxy technique. What you're gonna do is, so I'm gonna take a little bit of my orange, and I'm gonna go into my red leaf. No matter what you do with the crayons, it will not, it completely, like the water just skips over the wax. Like it just won't even mesh with the wax at all. So the crayon will stick out no matter what. So with my galaxy technique, if you've seen it, it's called a wet on wet technique. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go around my stem. As you see, the water is just completely meshing with it's going right over my stem. No matter what I do, it'll go straight over the stem and dry. The crayon wax will take over. So I'm just gonna go ahead like this. Then I'm going to take a little bit of my yellow. Like I said, this is a wet on wet technique, so even if it's still wet, you want your colors to merge. So we're going to let that one dry. And you can actually see it better with the actual yellow crayon, how the wax is still sticking out and the watercolor is not changing its color at all. This is one of my favorite, like, I just thought this was so magical back in middle school and everything, and I just always thought this is so cool. It's like totally skipping over it. It's awesome. I don't know, art is magical for me. I don't know about you guys. But alright, I'm gonna grab a little bit of my gold paint and go around that. And let those colors mesh in with each other. Alright, I'm gonna jump over to green leaf over here. Add some red to this one. What you basically want to do, whatever the main color is, I kind of messed up on this leaf right here because, you know, it's red and I put red in its leaf, and the stem doesn't really stick out, the wax doesn't really stick out that much. So make sure you do like opposite colors. So I have a green leaf, so maybe I want to do yellow and red, like that. Well, there you go, guys. You learned a really fun, cool watercolor technique with crayons. I mean, who would have ever thought that crayons and watercolor could go so well together? Whoever discovered this, they are amazing. As you can see in this video, we use actually two watercolor techniques, which was wet on wet and with the crayons and everything. It's a lot of fun. What's really a lot of fun, if you guys want to, I guess I do not have one in my box, but if you have a white crayon, which is missing, because obviously it's supposed to be right there. If you have a white crayon, it's a lot of fun to go in and just like make a cool doodle. I don't know, make a picture of Olaf and everything, and watercolor him, and of course the watercolor is going to go straight over the crayon, the wax. So it's something really fun to experiment with, and what a better way to start it off with, experimenting with, than fall leaves. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and it was a lot of fun. Something more unexpected to this fall craft palooza, but I wanted to do a little bit of a tutorial in there. So I will see you tomorrow with another craft. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all later. Bye!